This question applies to Amy, Danny, and Caitlin. This movie is extremely emotional, crying, tearing, just nonstop most of the time. I would like to know, when you're reading the script, when you're on the set, is there any moment that you remember so much that you couldn't really pull yourself out of it? If that moment can reflect back to your personal life.
Ooh.
Good question, Charlene.
Hi.
Ladies?
Caitlin, do you want to start?
Oh,
Because I've been.
No, I love listening to both of you talk. It makes me so happy. Um, I think just in general, I was pulling a lot from my own anxieties and woes as a teenager. Um, I think I think the hardest scene that I had to do that was like so emotionally charged and um, really just like physically and mentally draining was the scene actually with but also it was very rewarding, I have to say, but the scene that Amy and I have right before Requiem starts, I think it's such a complex and heartbreaking scene about two people who love each other so much and just
Mhm.
Oh,
there's
that's good.
so much there's
This
so
is
much
good.
misunderstanding there and miscommunication. uh that was probably the hardest scene I had to do, because then it also led into, you know, singing and it
Yeah.
was it was really heartbreaking. I think that was the most heartbreaking scene to do.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think for me, the one that really got me was, well, every time I'm in a scene with Evan and he starts singing, you
Oh.
guys can attest, I couldn't, didn't matter if the camera's on me, off me, I was just always crying.
I can say I concur. She lost it every time Ben started singing one note. Just
I
boring.
just, it was killer. But, oh gosh, it's hard to pick the moment, but
Yeah, I know.
I think it's words fail because, sorry, Stephen wrote me a note before one of the takes that said, it's time to say goodbye to Connor. You have to now, like, you now have to say goodbye to him. And I think for me, that was hard just because Cynthia had been hanging on so tightly to Connor. And I do understand that, you know, having lost people in life, you hold on to them and you hold on to their memory, and, you know, you don't want to let them go. And yeah, so that was pretty devastating.
Yeah.
Tricky Stephen.
Tricky Steve. I'm gonna piggyback on that because I actually have so many answers for you, but
I know.
I unfortunately I'll have to pick one. There was a lot of humor and joking happening between takes, so I don't want you to think that this process,
just
this
all
creative
tears.
process was all tears, right? And something that Stephen said to me early on, especially, you know, being a father, he's a father, Stephen's a dad, and he knows that I am a father of two teenage boys, so that I would connect viscerally to the story. But you know, he said something very clearly: is I want to explore a performance void of sentimentality. Not void of sentiment, but sentimentality. So if we arrive at the emotion, then we arrive there, but that's not our goal. And so that was something that I think we were all kind of exploring, and you know, given what the themes of the movie are about, is we landed on some of
Yes.
that emotion. And Stephen, during Requiem, right before I sang, he says, wait, hold on, stop the music. And I'm sitting there in the office, ready to shoot. And he says, and I hear, he's screaming from the other room. And he said, Danny Pino? And I'm like, yes, Stephen Chbosky. He says, you're a great father.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
what a jerk.
it's breaking me now, you know, so,
Aw.
you know, so it's not about it being sentimental. as much as it being specific and it being grounded and it being true. And that's what we were searching for. So you'll find some humor mixed with, some pretty devastating moments.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much. That definitely brought a lot of emotions out. I believe as great actor and actresses as you are, you guys landed on the scene where can give people a lot more imagination to think about and reflect onto themselves as well. As Amy has said, it's time to say goodbye. Thank you again.
Bye.
Thank you.